Right, so let's see what we have here. The Ace of Swords. Aces are always the potential for new beginnings. So when the Ace of Swords shows up, swords are all about our thoughts, our ideas, our beliefs, and how we communicate them. So this card does talk about truth. It does talk about clarity, and it's a new beginning. It could be a new way of thinking, new ideas that you have. But aces, like I said, there are potentials for new beginnings. It's a new cycle that begins. Now, when the Ace of Swords shows up, it's a victory card. So it speaks of victory, but through clarity and the truth. So maybe you've discovered something or you found something. If you've been waiting for answers, and even if this hasn't happened yet, because you have you have a couple of swords cards in addition to this. If you've been waiting for answers about something or clarity in a situation, it feels like you get that in this second half of October. For better or for worse, right? The truth is never as clear or as simple as we like to think it is. But yeah, if you've been waiting for answers, they're coming with the Ace of Swords coming up as an underlying energy. This can also be, I don't know, whatever it is that you've been through. And we'll look at that more when we get to the past energy. But it's causing you to think things through in a different way. You're looking at things with fresh eyes almost, with more clarity here. We'll see how that plays out in the rest of your reading. At the heart of your reading, we have the Page of Swords, or the Princess of Swords here. I usually call it the Page of Swords. This is a card that, the pages are always messengers. So these could be messages that are coming in. I am getting this strong message just with the first two cards of, if you've been waiting for news, if you've been waiting for information about something, it feels like you get it. Now, the thing with the Page of Swords, though, the pages, or the princesses in this deck, they lack the maturity of the knights and especially of the kings and queens. So that truth that we receive, it's not always in the most it can be a little tactless sometimes, or just kind of brutally laid out. It's like that brutal truth. That's what this card usually signifies for me. It doesn't have to be someone giving us that message. Sometimes it's us being brutally honest with ourselves. Sometimes it's information. So like maybe you've been waiting for news about a job, or, information about someone that you like in a relationship. This can be the spy card. That's what the pages do, the princesses in this deck. They go out and they get information. So what information has this page found out? There's information coming in. It feels like it's kind of very brutally honest, but it does lead to a new way of thinking. A new cycle begins with this. And it's always better to start with truth, right? No matter how ugly it is, at least you know where you stand. Now, I'm not really getting that. The next few cards are great. The energies are great here. So whatever it is that you're looking for, whatever this information is, whatever this truth is, it's not so much lies. It just may be just information that you've been waiting for on something. That's what it kind of comes more across as. It's not like lies being exposed. That's not what it kind of feels like to me. Obviously, that could be for some of you. The energies play out differently for all of us. But the past energy, God, there we go. The past energy is the Ace of Pentacles. So another ace. We have two aces here. Definitely a new cycle beginning for you. Hardly surprising we're in your season. With the Ace of Pentacles coming up as a past energy, this speaks of a new beginning that you've made. Now, some of you may have started a new job. Some of you may have started a new relationship, or you've been looking at, your work or your relationships, and not just romantic relationships, can be friends, family, any kind of interactions with other people. But you're now looking at something like, there we go. Does it bring me stability, security, and support? It feels like, especially with that Ace of Swords at the beginning, that, maybe you've had an idea to do something differently, start your own business, begin a new job, get involved in a new relationship, and you're getting like a different way of looking at it. Maybe you've had a new idea, so you're going for a job that you've never kind of gone for before. It's something totally different. The Ace of Pentacles can indicate a new way of making money. It can also be, I'm not really getting that in your reading, but sometimes it can show a lump sum or a gift that we receive. But this is so much about our stability, security, support, like what's long term. If you've just been doing like part-time work here and there, or you've been like switching jobs every few months, this is that thing now that you want something that's long term. What am I going to stick to? What is this? Because Pentacles is slow energy. It's slow building, but it usually has the promise of standing the test of time. So that's a great energy to come up as the past energy. It feels like your foundation has changed. I know a lot of you have been working at that, like working at your foundation, working on building this kind of new solid life. And these are beginning energies, like, you know, you're just starting out. And that can be kind of difficult because you need kind of courage. You need, well, often you have the enthusiasm to begin something new, but this is like new ideas and a new idea about something that gives you stability or security. You're feeling good about it. You have the sun coming up. Let me see if I can do this. There we go. We have the sun coming up in the present. Now, the sun talks about the potential, the potential for great happiness. It's one of the best cards in the tarot. When the sun shines, everything is illuminated and we see exactly what's there. Now, what's interesting to me is that the Ace of Swords is above the sun. Now, these two cards coming up together, they're both about truth and clarity, both of them. Think about it. I say this every time the sun shows up, but if you go out into your garden and it's noon and, you know, the sun's out, the sun's high in the sky, you can see every blade of grass. There's nothing that you can't see, and it takes no effort. You just have to look out at your garden and everything is there exposed, ready for you to see it. That's what your life's like at the moment. It feels like there is a lot that's being shown to you. Maybe the truths about people, the way you truly feel in a situation. If you've been feeling confused, conflicted, not knowing what decisions to make, these two cards, it feels like now, at the very least, you know where you stand. You know what you have to work with. You know what's going on. For some of you, that's going to be great. That's going to be great, like new beginnings, excitement. You might even have like a sense of relief and a very kind of innocent kind of joy. I just made sure I wasn't hitting the mic there. But yeah, a sense of like innocence and joy coming up for you. The only thing that kind of mars that a little bit is this at the heart of your reading, because for some of you, it's going to be that the truth's exposed, but you know, it's kind of a little bit hard to take. And for very few of you, some of you might come by that info. I'm not getting it for a lot of you because the sun is, it's a major arcana card. So that's energy that happens to us. So I kind of feel like you're being shown things now. Things are being revealed to you that, you know, you're not really going for. But for some people, this card, that's the spy. This could be maybe if you've checked someone's Facebook or, you know, you've been doing research on another company or trying to find out something and some news comes to you through those kind of means. Coming up is a future energy. Libra, what's going on? We have the Eight of Swords coming up here. So how does one go from this great kind of potential for great happiness to this? The Eight of Swords, it's a card of being stuck in your head. It's a card of feeling trapped, like not knowing what to do. Now, you acknowledge that there's been a new beginning with that Ace of Pentacles. You kind of can see things very clearly now with the Ace of Swords and the Sun. Things are very clear. However, if you look at this woman, and I'm sorry she's so overexposed. Let's see. There we go. That looks about right. She's blindfolded and she's kind of got these ropes around her. She's bound and she has swords around her. But what this says is the swords represent our thoughts, our ideas, our beliefs. So she's trapped by what she's thinking. She's trapped by the ideas that she has. And she's blindfolded. So there could be something that you don't want to see. So if you think about it, if I'm telling you that these two are to do with illumination and the truth coming out and, you know, things being exposed for what they are, and we kind of really know what they are, and it gives us a new beginning. It gives us the potential for great happiness because now we know what we have to work with. If you're getting that, but then you're getting these two energies. And you got this one first. So what this card is saying is that, oh God, I'm making a dog's dinner out of this. So yeah. So we have, if we have the Page of Swords coming up, that's the brutal truth, the brutal honesty. And it kind of feels like maybe it's too harsh, or maybe you kind of feel like, I don't know if I want to deal with this right now. But you can do it. Like with the sun there, whenever the sun shines, especially in a reading, it's going to, it kind of lessens even the impact of cards like this. So you feel trapped, but that's more your thoughts. So maybe I talked about this at the end of the October videos, at the beginning of October, that, you know, even when something good happens, when we've been really going through it, when things have been so tough, we can have that sense of like self-sabotage almost because we don't believe it. We don't believe it because it's been such a struggle. You might have felt trapped for so long that there's still this kind of sense of, oh no, I'm trapped, or, you know, that I can't do it, that, oh, this is great opportunity, but I don't know if I can do it. You can do it. The sun tells you can do it. There's potential here. And what's the advice? Well, the advice, let's have a look there, is the Two of Pentacles. This is how you manifest your goals, your aims, your ambitions, your dreams. How do you manifest this? Well, you've got the Two of Pentacles here, and it's telling you that, you know, you're having to make a lot of decisions and choices right now. You're juggling those pentacles. You're keeping them up in the air. That requires a lot of effort, a lot of focus. I mean, look at him. This is not easy. He's up on one leg. He's on those rocks. That's not a stable, stable ground underneath him. And he's got this rough, turbulent sea behind him with ships coming in. But yet he's focused on juggling those two pentacles. So there may be a lot that you're trying to focus on right now, practical things, like day-to-day things. Pentacles can refer to work, investments, money, our houses, the day-to-day stuff that we do, the tangible that's in our life. So sometimes when this card comes up, there's this kind of sense of we're focusing on the practical, so we don't have to look at what we're feeling, because that's what the sea represents. That's our emotions. So it's like, I don't want to really deal with this right now. Eight of Swords energy. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to look at this. I don't want to see this. Let's just get this done. Oh, you know what? They need overtime at work. I'm going to go and do that. Or I'm going to repaint the house. Or, you know, there's that kind of energy. Like, not that you don't want to look at it. Those things need to be done as well, right? But how long can you keep doing that before he has to, at some point, put down at least one of those pentacles and turn around and look at that sea and look at what's coming towards him? I get the sense with this reading, I mean, because it's great. You've got this, all this truth, all this clarity. It just kind of feels like, as much as that truth or that clarity, it will serve you. It will serve you. The sun shows that very clearly. It's illumination. It's truth that you need. Like, you kind of know exactly where you stand right now. And it kind of feels, I keep saying this for so many signs, too good to be true. That's what it feels like. It feels too good to be true. And that's when that inner voice kind of kicks in and is like, no, you know, this can't be real. This can't be true. I can't do that. I can't take that job. I can't get into this relationship. I don't trust this person, what they're saying, even though it's the truth. Brutal truth even. It is the truth. Whatever you hear right now, you might not like what you hear, but it will be the truth. It will be the truth. And it comes from a place of something that offers you, I mean, this serves you. This is for your long-term stability and security. That's why this is being revealed to you now. Because you've made, oh God, you can't even see, there we go. You've made a start. You've made this start to, you know, to go towards this, to build something new. The first signs look good. The card that comes up in the present is the main energy for this period. Now, it's a general reading. So sometimes the energies, they can apply to people that are very closely related to our stories right now. So if these are relationship messages for you, this could be your partner or someone that you're interested in, that maybe they're feeling kind of trapped, that the truth's kind of coming out for that situation. It could be a work partner, a colleague even, friends, family, whatever that situation is, the truth comes out. But this, and that's normal, right? If the truth comes out, it takes us a minute to kind of understand it and to really look at it. Just don't try to do this. I mean, as much as it's good to focus on the practical things, to keep things balanced, to make sure that things are working for us, it can be kind of difficult to, you know, when we just focus on that, it's hiding away in a kind of way. It's like both of these cards indicate like not wanting to see something. That's what's kind of coming up here, not wanting to look at what's going on here. And she has water behind her as well. So that's emotions. You're an air sign, I get it. You have a lot of swords coming up here. Sometimes we don't want to, like, we just can't. We can't face that. And that's the only way we can get through a situation, is by kind of ignoring the emotional stuff for a while and detaching. And, you know, air signs are great at that. We all do that. Like, we can detach and then just focus on what needs to be done. There we go. We have express your love. Makes sense. We've got the Ace of Swords there. We've got the Page of Swords there. Now, for some of you, we've got the Page of Swords coming up with this. This could be kind of out of the blue, or maybe it's someone that you really didn't want. Like, you weren't sure. It takes you by surprise, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So for a moment, you're like, wow, okay. Or maybe you're feeling kind of happier. Someone's been waiting for you to kind of get to this place of where you're feeling kind of happier. They express how they're feeling, and you're like, whoa, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do with this situation. And that's when you're like, well, I'm going to ignore that and I'll just go and work, or I'll just focus on redecorating the guest bedroom. I just did mine actually, but yeah. So, you know, there is a sense of that. This could be you. This could be telling you. I mean, what does the card say? It says, go ahead and make the, what is it? Yeah, sorry. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. And maybe that's what's keeping you stuck. That, you know, someone's expressed that feeling for you, or someone's come out of the blue and said something to you like about your love life, and that's kind of taken you by surprise. But let's have a look at your whispers of love. Oh God, this one flew straight out. Practice compassion. And it says, see things from a different perspective. I feel like you might have to be kind to someone. And Librans, you guys are pretty kind usually. Like, you guys are very balanced. You're very able to see both sides of a situation. That's kind of what you guys are known for. You guys are good at that. But it just feels like something throws you. Page of Swords. Something throws you. It throws you guys. It's the way it comes out, I think, is what throws you. You guys want the truth. And you're at a much clearer place than you were. Like, your last few readings have not been the best. Like, there's been this kind of sense of oppression or not knowing what's going on. That seems to be clearing up, definitely. But it's now, when that truth comes in, what do you do with it? What do you do with that truth?